I can show within the game, I'm gonna show in the game. And if you're asking before I continue on, that scared me, Jesus Christ. Hey, how's it going? Diamond here. Today, we're taking a look into ChatPRO. Now, I don't want to ramble on and make this video drag, but this is something that you can read for yourself on the plugins page. And it states, and I quote, "My problem was I needed a whole load of plugins to format and improve the chat experience of my server." And that's why the developer went ahead and created this amazing plugin. Truly, I 100% agree. It is annoying having to add multiple plugins when it can all be added into one. I understand optimization is always a key, but with more recent plugin developers out there, they have been doing amazing jobs. And today I'm going to be showcasing one of them. And this is my actual first chat plugin video in entirety of my channel. So if I get anything wrong, cut me some slack here. First time. But I'm going to try to showcase every single thing that you need to know about this single plugin alone. Before we do continue with this video, I want to put out that this video is sponsored by Revivenode. If you guys want to check them out in the description down below, use the promo code Diamond in all caps. You can get 15% off your very first purchase. You can get a server for as low as 85 cents. You can put this plugin in the server and you can start your very own community today, or you can just play with friends. I know I have my own and I do enjoy some SMP, so make sure to check them out in the description down below. Of course, to get started, let me list some of the small features I'm going to try to showcase within this video. Muting players. You can clear the chat, you can broadcast, you can have a staff chat privately, and you can also have tags, which is toggleable. A lot of these features are actually toggleable in general. And this feature I actually kind of like with the whole tagging system, because you can basically give players permissions so they can switch their own tags whenever they want to, which is an honest perk that you can provide to your supporters of your server. Emojis, and this one I really do like because I've been looking for something similar where I don't want to have to add a completely separate plugin to do the task of a chat plugin. So kudos to the developer, I love this the most. There is a full-on Discord feature where you can talk to people both on the servers and in Discord at the same time. However, I won't be showcasing that because I just went through an hour of setting up a Discord bot and I do not want to go for that pain again. So sorry for whoever was waiting for that. Of course, the developer does have a ton of information that you can get within his wiki page. I'll provide a link for that in the description down below. And they have an announcement and hover feature that I'm going to showcase all within this. Some things I will have to go into the configuration, but anything I can show within the game, I'm going to show in the game. And if you're asking as well, if this supports custom resource packs, it 100% does. On screen, you can actually see it right now, and you'll be able to create custom roles beside the player's name. And just from that feature alone, this plugin's winning me over. To get started, all we're going to have to do is Epic Chat. And with that, you can do help and I'll provide you all the commands. But if I do Epic Chat alone, it's going to provide me with simple information and sub commands. Now, there is another feature that you can change in the configuration where you can replace it. So in this case, it's chat, and I will run the same exact command. And any command you run after it is going to run just as you would run with Epic Chat. Now, to get started, I'm going to use chat for all of it because it's a lot shorter and sweeter to use. So I'm going to do chat, and then I can do mute, and I can mute myself, for example. Well, I can't mute myself because I'm an operator, but you can mute players and you can also mute them for X amount of time. So I could mute them for 10 days. Again, for tutorial purposes, I can't mute myself, but it is a command that you can use. So you can mute them permanently or just in a certain amount of time. And this plugin does hook into a lot of other plugins, so you can format that as well. Next thing we could do is clear, and you can provide a reason, bad chat, and just like that, the reason that I cleared all the chat was just bad. And the way clearing works, there's no actual system for it in Minecraft, but what's happening here is basically it is clearing out and adding a bunch of just empty space in the entire chat to the point that you can't even scroll up. So that's all it's really doing, but it does 100% clear it in case someone said something that they don't have. But again, they also have filters, so you can actually take a look into that as well. All this I'm gonna have to show in the configuration, which we'll get to as soon as I show you some more facts about the plugin. So we did clear. Let's go ahead on to broadcast. Now this is more towards what you have pre-set up, and I know I sound like a broken record. We'll check that out in the config. But here are some examples that are pre-set up that we can modify later. Action bar, which will create a broadcast within your action bar that you saw right there. And then we have test, which will make it appear within chat. So right now you have a chat system, a filter system, a Discord system that I can't show again. You also have a broadcasting system, but all within one plugin, and we still have more features to go upon. Let's go ahead and check out the emoji. So if I just do a simple heart here, As you can see, it appears with the emoji, and you can create your very own as well. I do believe it supports custom resource pack as well, so you can set it up with some unique pixel emojis if you so want that. Next up, we have the announcement system, which randomly appears, and that's the thing that scared me at the beginning, so I can't make it happen, but you did see it there. Next thing we have as well is the hover feature. So just because I type in chat, I can say hello. You can see both my name and the text I provided. And again, here is where you can add your custom resource pack, but you can also change this however you want to. It's not forced to be in this certain way. And the reason it's like this is because I'm just using default files because I want to show what you'll be getting at the beginning and what we can modify later. But here, whenever I hover over my text, you can see the first time I joined, the playtime, and if I click it, I can message myself directly. Very nice. There are some features that I have to wait, sadly, but there is games within this actual plugin where there will appear with questions randomly and you can reply and just have some fun while you're at it. Not much happening in chat. That can help you out. One last thing before we actually get into config here, we can do chat tag. And this is what I was stating, where you can modify this plugin 100%. This is all toggleable, and you can even change the size of the GUI, you can change the title, you can change every single aspect of it, which is really nice, especially for people who are more likely going to use this for custom resource pack. So we can change our tag here. I can put OP, I can put Pro, and I can just reset it completely and not have anything. And as soon as you click it, it changes. It highlights over there just by making it glow. And I can say hello, and there you go. I have the tag right beside my name. If I go back in here, I can change it to Pro, and I can say hello again. And just like that, really fast, really easy. And you can do this by adding the permission to whatever player or rank they have. I can go ahead and unset it and say hello one last time, and just like that, it's back to normal. These are some basic stuff that I can show you in game. Let's hop into the config and I can show you the rest in there. All right, now that we're actually in the files, I want to specify that I'm going to show the smaller files first, and then we'll get into the big boy, the settings.yml. Now let's go ahead and start in localization, and basically all this is just a language file, and here you can change anything that you really need and just simply change the language of the actual server. Now we can go ahead back into the main files, and here we can go into players. This will inform you of basic stuff of each player. So for me right here, DiamondXR, you can see that the reacted times, if I am muted or not, the mute time, if I'm still muted at, and then if I have chat enabled for staff. I totally forgot to show that, but it's pretty simple to enable. And then we also have the tag, which we don't have any as well. But we can go ahead back, and now it's basically all the features shown off. Now we can go ahead into settings.yml, and here is where you will find a ton of settings. Over 622 lines of it. Well, 20 lines, my bad. Hopefully you can understand why I can't show you the entirety of this. It's a lot of configuration, especially if you're going to do it for your own server. You're not going to follow off what I do. So here you have the prefix that will basically show for any command regarding Epic Chat, and then we have the log as well. This is basically what's going to show in console. There's a nice little message that states exactly what everything does above. This is the alias that we use, so chat, and we also have this if we want to enable it or not. And here is where you can set up the permission for it and the color and every single feature, and of course the most important one, the groups. You can create your very own group. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this one and create a quick example so that you may see how easy it is to actually do. I'm gonna backspace all the way, paste that in, and I'm gonna rename it to Diamond. Or you know what, better yet, I'm gonna name it to Ted. Then of course you have your format. So this is the player prefix, and this is the prefix that was stated beforehand that I showed. Then you have the player name, and then you have the message. So if I wanted to, I can just remove all that. I can put a little 2 dots there, forgot the name. And then the message, I can color code that. So I'll give it a gray, and then I can even just remove this completely as I don't require it. And I can just create admin. I'm gonna go ahead and just give that a color code of 9. And I think that's basically all we need right there. And this would be our format. If I don't want the prefix, I can just remove that completely, but for the sake of tutorials, I'm just gonna leave it. And then we have the message color and just the hover feature that you will get for hovering the player's message. So player prefix, player name, and just some basic information that you need about it. You need help? Create a ticket and ping me. And there you go. That's basic information that they'll see when hovering. I showed off that feature already. You have the hover general. So this is what everyone will see no matter what if you don't have one. And then you have the action that may occur whenever you're clicking in someone's message. I feel like I'm going to be saying message a lot in this tutorial. However, you can switch this up so it could be a TP to player. And then we have the announcement system as well. So it will repeat every 15 minutes and just provide you with information of announcements. It will have the sound effect that kept on interrupting me throughout this video because I still have Minecraft running in the background, and it scares the living behemoth out of me. So you have a permission if you want to see this or not. So if you do not have permission, you don't see it. Then we have the broadcast as well, and this is the part where I actually tell you exactly what's happening here. So for that, you saw that the only one that I could do was test and action bar, and I can create my very own. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new line again, make sure I backspace all the way, and then just paste that in. For this one, I'll call it Ted. And here I can go ahead and do the message. So it's going to be a type chat. And if you wanted to, you could change as well. So type action bar. Again, he has an entire wiki. Really recommend you guys reading it, as it has all the information that you really need for this plugin. So I'll go ahead and just completely remove all of this, and I will just state the following. Ted is a pretty cool pig. That's it. That's all I need to do. We have cooldowns as well, so in case you don't want the chat to be flooded constantly, you could have a cooldown. And you still have that for command cooldowns and everything else. And this is where I stated you can set up your very own Discord. So this is where you primarily put your bot information. And the last final thing I'm going to show you here, because this video could be dragging on for quite a while, but emojis. So here you can enable it if you want permission based for it, and also how you want them to appear. So you put them in quotations, and if you did have one, you could create it. I could do angry face, and that could make this emoji right here appear. So it's pretty simple like that. It's not difficult at all, but all it is you put the emoji you want or the information in chat, and then it will replace that completely with the emoji you want. So if you do have a custom resource pack, you can easily connect it with the plugin. And the last thing again, well, I said I know it was the last thing, but you do have the filter, so you can set up an easy filter system with them as well. And there you go, that was the entire video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, I wish I could show more of this plugin. I don't want the video to drag out too much, but if you want to check out the plugin for yourself, make sure to check it out in the description down below. The developer is doing an amazing job on it. I highly recommend and give them some love for it, because I feel like I'm going to be using this plugin in the future. Other than that, hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm Diamond, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers!